everybody, and welcome to today's video. I'm Allie, and today I will be restoring a vintage Circle Y saddle back to its original form. Alright, we have a vintage Circle Y saddle that has been sitting in the barn for a few years, from what I understand. Has not been oiled, has not been touched. It's got some sort of a nasty, I have no idea whether that was a synthetic girth that melted on there or something, but we've got quite a bit of damage right here. I'm not quite sure if that's going to come out or not, but we are going to be restoring this thing as good as we possibly can, so stick around for the final project. The video, remember, click that subscribe button down there for notifications. We're posting new videos every week. Okay, here's a list of materials that we are going to need. First of all, we're going to have some extra cloths. We're going to need those. Some gloves. I have a piece of lamb's wool here. I've got two different types of sponges. I've got one with a little bit of bristle. This is for rough out. This is going to be for actual cleaning. Now, as far as products go, for the actual cleaning of the saddle, I'm going to be using good old Murphy's oil soap. You can use a glycerin soap saddle cleaner if you want, but I'm also going to be doing my oiling, because this saddle hasn't been oiled in a long time, with some Neadsfoot oil. Now, Neadsfoot oil, actually, I really like it. It's made from the fibers of the actual cow, so it's actually an animal-based oil, but you know, that's cow skin, so we're going to use that. And for a final conditioner, I'm going to use my favorite leather cream, which is Skidmore's, and this stuff is awesome. Love it. So for the application of the Murphys, I'm actually going to use a little squirt bottle. I like to put the Murphys in this because it makes it a whole lot easier to control. Oh, and finally, when it comes time to do the rough out of the saddle, I'm going to be using a wire brush, and then I've got some metal glow that I'm going to be using to clean off some of these saddle pieces, silver saddle pieces over here, okay? Alright, so let's get to it. Okay, step one, cleaning the saddle. Got to make sure that you get a good amount of water on your sponge. Take your Murphys, just give it a good squirt over it. Now remember, this saddle is really nasty, so we're just gonna start on this and really just work it in there as best we can. Now I'm gonna get all the way up underneath all these pieces and work all the way underneath everything and make sure that I get a good clean on everything. It's gonna take me a little bit of elbow grease, but first steps first is just getting the Murphy's oil soap on there and trying to get all that dirt off. Alright, so we've pretty much been able to clean the entire saddle really well with Murphy's oil soap and just Murphy's oil soap and water. Now we've gotten to the seat here. Now the seat, I have no idea what this is, but this is why we are using a kitchen sponge with some grit. We're going to have to clean this off and see what it is. And it looks like we've got a little bit of damage to the seat, so I'm going to go real easy on it. But yeah, it does look like we've got some damage to the seat, but whatever it is, it came off pretty quickly. But it's definitely damaged the sides over here, and we may need to do something about this seat eventually, but right now it is coming off, but I'm just going to wash it again and keep going. Okay, so we completed step one and we got all the dirt basically cleaned off, and we found that this seat really does have a lot of damage into it. So what I normally would use a rough out brush or, you know, kind of go over this, but this seat does not appear to actually be leather. So I'm just going to leave that alone, and we're going to see what we can find out about that. But overall, we've got some pretty bad stains, but as you can see, it's clean now, but it's really dry, and that's why we're going to go around and we're going to put Neadsfoot oil on this. Now, as you can see, it was really dirty, and we had to get in there and scrub most of that dirt out. That's the problem when they sit in a enclosed environment for a while, you know, they get dirty, and dirt is your enemy. So now we have to rehydrate the saddle, and we're going for the Neadsfoot oil. Okay, the next step after the Murphys is going to be the Neadsfoot oil. Now I have poured it out here, and I have a piece of sheepskin, and I'm going to apply it from there. Okay, so I have just finished applying the first coat of Neadsfoot oil, and as you can see, this oil, this leather is already soaking it up. So everywhere that I've got a lot of soaking in, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to put some more on top of it. Now I want to note that I have come up and underneath everything, and so I oiled the underside over here, and oh, it looks like I missed a spot, so I'll get back in there and oil some of that. But all of this in here, every single place that can be cleaned and you could put any oil on, including the underside, I have oiled. And now I'm just going to let it soak in and get ready for a second and maybe even a third coat. Okay, this is after 3 coats of oil have soaked in, and it's feeling really nice and supple. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have some definite marring right there, but other than that, everything looks really good and coming along. Now it's time for the last step, which is the conditioner. So I got my Skidmore's conditioner, and you just get a rag, and it's got more of a beeswax base to it, so it really rubs in wonderfully, and it gives a really nice shine and sheen to everything. And so I'm going to rub, see, you can really tell the difference. Just as soon as I put that on, it's already shinier, it's already looking better. That's why I really like the Skidmores. It's good stuff. So I'm going to continue, and I'm going to do every little bit with the Skidmores. Any extra that I have, I'm going to wipe it off, but the whole thing's going to get done. Well, okay folks, this is the finished result after a couple of days worth of work. We used a lot of Neadsfoot oil on this, as well as Skidmore's conditioner, and unfortunately there were some stains that I just couldn't get out. But overall, the quality of the leather is so good that it's really nice and soft, and I'm pretty pleased with it. We were able to bring that back to life. Unfortunately, the nasty thing is the seat. I'm not even quite sure how to fix this or how this happened. Hey, if you guys know somebody who fixes saddle seats, leave it for me in the comments. But I'm going to have to contact somebody about that. But other than that, it's quite a good, usable, working saddle. The polish on the silver came up really well. I really didn't even have to use any polish on it. But for a saddle that was built in 1993, I think that this saddle still has a lot of life in it. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. And if you enjoyed the video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We're putting out new content every week.